Pop vinyls. They make them for everything. They're cluttering up shelves across the nation. And in this video, we're gonna take all of this and turn it to this. These decorative wall art display panels are dead easy to make. We've used IKEA frames, a bit of shadow foam. They look fantastic. Let's show you how. So in this video, we're gonna be taking not all of these pop figures because there's flipping mountains here and most of these came from Matt the cameraman. We're not organizing all of them. What we're going to be doing today is 3 particular sets from 3 Disney movies. So we've got an Emperor's New Groove set. I think there's 4 figures for that one. We've got the Monsters Inc. set, and I've had to pick up a few of these. I think Matt had a few. And then my kids had the Inside Out set. So we've got those mixed among these others here. So if you like the sound of that, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Click the bell icon so you don't miss any of our future videos. And let's get started. Right, so I think we start with the easiest one. So this is the frame that'll have the 4 figures in it, the Emperor's New Groove. What a great movie. I think this is one of my favorite Disney movies. Let us know in the comments your favorite Disney movie. Here's my favorite clip.
Pull the lever, Crunk. Wrong lever!
Huh?
Why do we even have that lever?
I've got the frame here, the ribber frame from IKEA. So these are readily available, dead easy to get. You can order them or just pop down to IKEA like we did. I've got the foam already sorted, so this is from shadowfoam.com from the custom size page. These are custom size pieces that are 50.5 centimeters by 23.5 centimeters. And all we need to get the job done is one of our basic cutting kits. So these are available separately, but they do come with orders over £60 for free as well. And this has got everything we're gonna need in it. It's got our anti-cut gloves, it's got a scalpel, 5 blades, it's got the forceps, which are used to put the blade on the handle. We've got the instructions and a sticker as well. So everything you need to do the job is in here. So all we've got to do now is figure out the layout and get going. So that's the first one done.
Oh yeah.
And I think that is as good as I was hoping for, really. It is such an effective display. I'm excited to see the 3 of them all done. But this one looks great. We've cut all the way through for the figures. And it's a 30mm sheet of foam, and 30mm is enough actually. I thought we might need deeper, but 30mm is perfect. It's holding all of these figures snugly, so they're not going to fall out, but they're all nice and proud, so you can kind of see some of the detail on them. They're not like lost within the foam. We've also got the DVD cut into the foam, and we've just peeled the foam back there. We've not gone all the way through. And the piece of foam that goes in here, fortunately, we could get 4 of those out of one of our medium sheets. So I was just working it out. It'd be £5.50 for this piece of foam. If you bought a medium sheet, 22 quid, of any of the colours, cut it into 4, you'd be able to get 4 of these frames out, which I think is pretty good value if you've already got all of these figures and you want to get them up on a wall and display them. These frames come with a really light hardboard backer, and then when you take this out, that sits at the front of the frame. So there's no way of fixing this back in. So that pretty much is just surplus to requirements. The foam though, as long as you've got it like I've got it here, it's a little bit snug in the frame, it's held tightly in there and it's not going to fall out, it's not going anywhere. When it comes to mounting it on the wall, the way I'll be doing it is just putting 2 nails in the wall. I'll be measuring 50 centimeters between them, putting 2 little thin nails in the wall, and then I'll just be slotting them into the 2 corners, and that's going to be solid as you can get really, that's going to be perfect. But you could probably look at command strips or put a little picture wire. You could use a little bit of picture wire and then put a little nail either side, a little bit of picture wire, hang it like that if you just want to have 1 nail in the wall and not having to worry about leveling it. So that is pretty much the simplest DIY project I think you can get, and you're going to end up with something that is truly custom. But we've only done 1, so let's get the other ones done, then we can see how good they look as a set of 3. And next up we'll do the 5 figures in the Monsters Inc. set, and this one is a bit of a squeeze. So let's see if I can fit all of these in, and that one hopefully will look as good as that one. And that's the Monsters Inc. one done. And that was a squeeze, definitely. You can kind of see here we've had to squeeze a little bit lower down on the Celia figure there. But the whole goal for me when I'm doing this, and this is why I don't really use a ruler, I'm kind of spacing these by eye, because you want it to look balanced. It's more important that it kind of looks right and balanced. You know, these are all organic shapes, so it's a bit of a tricky one to cut around them, but you've just got to take your time. And you know, with this figure here, this Yeti figure, it's a totally random weird shape, isn't it? And probably a good game actually this, not only is it a wall display, good game for the kids, trying to figure out what goes where. But you just have to go nice and steady. I've cut all the way through, And then on a couple of them, I just, once I've got the figure in there, I trimmed it a little bit more just to make sure it was a good fit. And then with someone like Mike, who's got so many like little protrusions poking out of him. I mean, he's got a colander on his head and he's got a snorkel going on. It's all going on with that fella. We've done a couple of depths on the feet as well, which is a way to make sure that he holds in there nice and tightly. So that's another one, really good. That was a squeeze. Next up, can we get 6 figures in here? Well, I think it will be possible, as long as the 6th figure is this little dude. Next up is the inside out board. And that's the last one, all done, and I'm loving it. You know, this project was one of our kind of quirkier ideas on the list. We've had it on the list for quite a while. My girls had a few of these figures. I've had to buy a couple more to finish off the sets for this video, but I just thought it's such a good way to organise and protect these figures. And you can obviously take them out, your kids can play with them, use them, but they can put them back. This was quite a nice, easy one as well for cutting in. I've cut all the way through on all of these figures. This little fella here, I didn't cut him in all the way because he's a bit shallow. If I'd cut all the way through, he'd have been sat in the bottom of the foam. You wouldn't really be able to see him. So I've kind of cut him in and just peeled back the foam as we always do, cut around the shape, peel back the layers, and then he's just sitting in there, and that's holding him proud of the surface just so they all look really good. DVD has been done in the same way. I've done that on all 3 of the frames. Has this inspired you, this build? Could you get your pop figures in a frame? I mean, these rubber frames as well come in all sorts of sizes, right up to some. Look at the size of this one here. This is the largest one they do. It's 61 by 90, and I do wonder what we could put in that. I think you'd put a heck of a lot of pop vinyl figures in that frame. So let us know in the comments what you'd like to see or what this might have inspired you to do. These are the sets that were the most convenient for me to do because my kids had most of these figures. I only had to pick up a few of the Monsters Inc. ones, which were from Tesco. You know, if you're watching this in the UK, you'll know exactly where that is. If you're not from the UK, Tesco's just our local supermarket. If you're from America, it's like our Walmart. So those came from there. I'm really happy with these sets. Just now I've done them, I'm getting a few more ideas, thinking I could have sprayed the frames. We do this foam in 7 colours. All the stuff we've used here is on shadowfoam.com. So if this inspires you, definitely share the project with us. I'd love to see it. So you can share it with us on Instagram, and we'll probably share it on our page too. So that's always great. I love to see those. And that wraps it up. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Click the bell icon so you don't miss any of our future videos. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Now, before we go back to Jono cutting the shadow foam, remember to subscribe.
Thanks very much, Colin. We've got loads of new exciting videos coming all the time. You're not going to want to miss them, so stay tuned.